Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts find themselves in an unusual category this offseason, what some might call the press release teams. What does that mean? It's simple. Both franchises put out official statements immediately after the season ended, announcing that their head coaches and general managers were, in fact, still employed. That's not a standard practice in the NFL, where continued employment is typically assumed unless otherwise stated. To put it in perspective, it's akin to ESPN sending out a press release confirming a contract extension for one of its top analysts, an actual development, not just a reiteration of the status quo. Yet, for Miami and Indianapolis, the need to publicly reaffirm the stability of their leadership speaks volumes about the uncertainty surrounding their franchises. One of the biggest questions surrounding the Dolphins is whether Tua Tagovailoa is truly their long-term solution at quarterback. The debate is heated and skepticism is warranted. Tua has been in the NFL for 5 seasons, yet he has only managed to stay healthy for 1 full campaign. His talent is evident, but durability is an issue that simply cannot be ignored. Betting on him as a franchise's cornerstone means accepting the very real risk that he won't be consistently available when it matters most. And if Tua goes down, the repercussions won't stop at just the quarterback position. General manager Chris Greer and head coach Mike McDaniel could very well be swept out with him if the team fails to meet expectations. It's not an exaggeration to say that the future of Miami's leadership is directly tied to Tua's ability to stay on the field. The Dolphin season, and quite possibly their next few years, hinges on a player whose availability has been anything but reliable. In New Orleans, the Saints have made their stance on Derek Carr clear. He will be their QB1 heading into 2025. But is that a decision based on conviction or necessity? The reality is, they don't have much of a choice. Carr's contract is not something the team can easily move off of, and parting ways with him would come with significant dead money implications. Even a post-June 1 cut would create financial headaches. So, for now, the Saints are forced to make the best of the situation, essentially living in a house under renovation, trying to piece together a competitive team while knowing that real success may be years away. Given that reality, the best course of action might be to fully embrace a rebuild, hold on to Carr as a stabilizing presence, but aggressively shop any high-priced veterans with trade value. If a team is willing to take Alvin Kamara, trade him. If there's interest in other key players, move them. This should be about stockpiling assets for a long-term plan, rather than clinging to a team that, at best, will be treading water in a division where Tampa Bay and Atlanta appear to be in stronger positions. The situation in Atlanta is murkier. Reports have surfaced suggesting that the Falcons might be content with Kirk Cousins as their backup quarterback. But let's be clear, no team is going to be comfortable paying a backup quarterback a $40 million cap hit, let alone a salary north of $27 million. The math simply doesn't add up. At some point, Atlanta will have to trade Cousins. And while his contract complicates things, there will undoubtedly be suitors. The bigger question is where he will land and how much influence he'll have in determining his next destination. Given his stature and contract, Cousins will have a say in where he goes, making this a delicate situation for Falcons' front office to navigate. Meanwhile, in Indianapolis, the Colts face a pivotal decision regarding Anthony Richardson. Do they bring in legitimate competition for the young quarterback, or do they go all in on his development? From a football standpoint, adding a capable veteran makes sense. Richardson has yet to play a full NFL season, and the team needs a viable backup plan. A player like Daniel Jones, for instance, could be a smart acquisition. He wouldn't command an astronomical salary, and his dual-threat skill set aligns well with what Richardson brings to the table, ensuring continuity in offensive scheming. But there's a deeper issue at play here. General Manager Chris Ballard and head coach Shane Steichen are in job preservation mode. Their priority isn't just developing Richardson. It's winning enough games to keep their jobs. That presents a conflict of interest. If Indianapolis truly believes Richardson is their franchise quarterback, the focus should be on maximizing his potential, not hedging bets with another starter-level player. Owner Jim Irsay should make it clear Richardson is a guy, and every decision should be made with his development in mind. However, the reality is that the Colts leadership can't afford to take that risk. They need results now, which is why they might be more inclined to bring in competition, rather than fully committing to their young quarterback. And that raises an important question. What does the future actually look like for Richardson? There was a time when he was seen as an MVP-caliber talent waiting breakout, but at this point, his career trajectory is concerning. History shows that quarterbacks who struggle early rarely turn into stars overnight. The NFL doesn't wait for potential. It demands results. Richardson still has a shot to live up to expectations, but the clock is ticking. His development, or lack thereof, could determine not only his fate, but also the futures of everyone making decisions in Indianapolis. As the offseason unfolds, these franchises are at a crossroads. Miami is gambling on Tua's health. New Orleans is stuck in contractual purgatory with Carr. Atlanta has a financial puzzle to solve with Cousins, and Indianapolis is juggling the delicate balance between Richardson's development and immediate job security. The decisions made over the next few months will shape their futures for years to come, and in a league where windows of opportunity close quickly, no team can afford to get it wrong.